Postpartum running, making it work with children. Hi there, I'm Dr. Brittany Moran. I'm a chiropractor at the Runners Academy. I'm the coach and founder of Stridewise Running, and I'm a competitive runner for the last 25 years, and my newest title is Mom. I had my son in February 2024 and am navigating my way back to training. By no means am I an expert in this. I am truly just navigating it myself. But I wanted to share some information and tips with all of you. I also just want to say I'm so excited to be speaking to you, and I'm so thrilled for you to embark on this training journey. I am currently also training for my first marathon postpartum, and will hopefully also be running the TCS Toronto Waterfront Marathon. So I will see you out there. A quick look at my personal experience so far. My son is now 18 months in a week, and this past spring season has been eye-opening. I registered for 6 races and I only ran 3. This was mostly due to illness, courtesy of daycare. This is something I had not considered as a factor that would limit my ability to train and race. So it has truly forced me into a more adaptable mindset, and we'll talk more about this later. I also thought I would run a marathon in the first year postpartum until I actually had a baby, and it became apparent that that was not going to happen. So as I said, I'm now 18 months postpartum, and this is the first time where it seemed realistic at all to actually be able to train for a marathon, and we'll see if we get there. I'm hoping. Since this is a women's program, I assume some of you are also postpartum. For some of you, that may be months, and others, it may be years. Regardless, hopefully you will get some useful tips out of this. Even if you're not postpartum, some of these tips can be helpful if you're coming back from an injury or any time away from running. So first of all, regardless of where you are on your postpartum journey or not, you should be proud of yourself for training for a race. I promise you will not regret it. Today, I'll be sharing some inspiring moms on the run, how to know if you are ready to run, how to return to running postpartum, how to make it work, importance of strength training, and how to approach training. So let's dive in. I wanted to start by sharing a few inspiring moms on the run. It is becoming more and more common for professional running women to have kids and come back to the track or roads. Previously, this was not the case. We had 2 Canadian track athletes that are moms go to the Paris Olympics last summer, Melindy in the marathon and Brianna in the 5,000 meter. Women truly are amazing and oh so inspiring. Next, I want to briefly speak to those of you that are more closely postpartum. Some of these things can also come into play if you have taken a break from running or coming back from an injury. Before returning to run, you need to have approval from your health team, of course. You should then see a pelvic physio if you are coming back from giving birth. Please note, if you are years postpartum and have not seen a pelvic physio, I would still highly suggest it. Symptoms such as leaking when you are running are not normal and should be addressed. Before beginning to run, you should be able to pass these tests. So walk for 30 minutes, single leg balance for 30 seconds per side, single leg squat 10 per side, jog on the spot for a minute, forward bounds times 10, hopping on the spot for 10, running man 1 minute per side, calf raises 20 per side, single leg bridge 20 per side, single leg sit to stand 20 times. And that's from a relatively recent paper. Okay, so you're ready to get out there and get running, but how are you going to do it? How are you going to make the time to actually get out there? You know, have other humans depending on you. From the timing standpoint, I find it is important to get the whole family on the same page and make this a priority. So schedule it in. Reach out to other family members that can come and help with childcare while you're out for a run. Then when you are out for a run, do your best to enjoy that me time and not worry about getting back or what is happening at home. I recognize it's easier said than done. It took me a long time to be able to just go for a run and not think about, oh, I should be at home or what's happening at home. Another option is finding a gym with childcare, jump on the treadmill. My son spent plenty of time watching me on the condo treadmill when he was younger. The other option when they're young too is getting a running stroller and doing some of that easy mileage with them in the running stroller. We spent a lot of time in the last 6 months of my mat leave with the running stroller, which was a lot of fun for me and hopefully for him. It can be hard to take time away from your little cuties, but remember, it is important for you to do things for you too. And you are setting such a great example for those little ones. Some other tips with fitting it into a busy life: use run commuting when you can. This is one of my favorite ways to get running in. Use a running stroller to get mileage in with your child. Get some runs in during childcare hours. So if your child is at daycare, try and get some runs in while they're actually there. Get some runs in, make plans ahead of time for the weekend runs to make sure that it works with the family and it is a priority. We use like a family calendar, and I actually just like put it in there and then remind my husband that it's in there. I also want to touch on the importance of strength training. And this is for postpartum, but this is also just for women in general, especially as we age. The more we learn about perimenopause and menopause, strength training is the most important thing that you can be doing, because we are trying to, the same with training and also with aging, we're trying to maintain our strength and just not lose it, right? As we age, as we train too, like running is catabolic and we actually break down our muscles. So we need to make sure that we're strength training in order to not lose the strength that we have. And you need to be strong to run. A marathon is 40 to 50,000 steps in the race alone, let alone all the training you did to get there. And then it's 2.5 to 4 times your body weight of force every time you hit the ground. So hopefully that gives you some motivation to get out there and do some strength training. Now, the bonus of this is that if you're currently doing no strength training, literally doing anything is going to be beneficial. If you're strength training over the next couple months, you want to focus on it being run focused. So core, single leg strength, hip and calf strength. And ideally you should be doing 2 to 3 times per week, 20 to 40 minutes. But again, something is always going to be better than nothing. Check out the Runners Academy YouTube page or Instagram for some ideas and how to get started with strength training. We also have a good blog on the website as well to just give you kind of like a blueprint as to how to incorporate that strength training. It is also important to be aware of your energy demands, and this is true at any point postpartum and just in life in general. When considering this, take into account your sleep or lack of. Sleep is the best way to prevent injury and recover your best. So if you're not getting much sleep, it may be wise to back off the training. Training is a large stressor, so you also want to consider other stressors outside of running: work, emotional, family. The key is stress, and your brain can only take so much. And the easiest thing to cut out is the physical, the running. I do not say these to scare you, rather to help you make smart choices when it comes to running. Sometimes it's a good idea to push through, but other times it's better to back off. Learning what is the right decision takes a lifetime. I'm still figuring it out. Lastly, I think it's important we address how to approach training. The word I want you to think about when it comes to training is adaptable. And as I mentioned, I am also working on this. Training plans rarely go to plan, and they do not have to. Of course, we love crossing everything off and achieving everything, but sometimes this is just not possible. So allow yourself to be adaptable to life and allow your training to fit in. Now, when training for the longer races, you want to prioritize the longer runs and getting the time on feet. So going back to the previous point of really trying to make sure that you're scheduling this in with the family. The other thing to think of is with this is something is better than nothing. So even if you can't get the whole workout in or the full run, even getting out there for 20 minutes is better than doing nothing. Rather than thinking about whether you should do it, just get out there and do it. Hopefully this has been helpful and you've gotten some useful tips out of it. In summary, make sure you are ready to run before you start, whether that's coming back from an injury or coming back from postpartum. Prioritize and schedule the runs in. Make sure you have the whole family is on board. Start conservative when coming back to running. Do not skip the strength work. Be aware of energy demands and other stressors. Be adaptable, and of course, make sure you're having fun and enjoying the process. I want to wish you a very successful training block, and I hope you have a blast on the race course in October. I hope to be out there and racing with you as well. As I mentioned at the beginning, you should be so proud of yourself for taking part in this. Be sure to enjoy the journey, getting to the start line, and because the race is just a celebration of the hard work. So have fun.